Good morning, Jesuit sports fans, to the third episode of the Jesuit Sportscast. I'm your co-host, Kenny Dice.
And I'm your co-host, Lucy Maddox. Last week, we had an action-packed week of sports. Kenny, let's jump right into it with volleyball.
Yeah, Lucy, the volleyball team traveled to Aloha on Tuesday, where they won in 3 sets. The Warriors came to play, however, the Jesuit Crusaders squashed them in 3 sets. This elevated their record to 9-1 on the year, and they continue to pave their path to the playoffs. Lucy, tell us a little bit about the cross-country meet on Wednesday.
Last week, the cross-country team headed over to Mountainside for their first league meet. Both the men and women's varsity team came in first place. The women's had 5 finishers that came in the first 5 places, and it was Liliana Hudnut and freshman Maeve O'Scanlan that came in the top 2. And for our men's team, they finished in the top 6 places, and it was Caden Swanson and Matt Roblowski who came in first and second in that race. Now let's jump right into women's soccer, who traveled to Tualatin last Thursday.
Yeah, Lucy, a typical soccer game goes for 90 minutes, but the Jesuit Crusaders made this one only 45. They won 8-0 and were able to leave the Tualatin field at halftime due to a mercy rule. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the men's soccer game at home last week against Ida B. Wells.
The Crusaders hosted the Warriors, I believe they are now, and they won 2-1, and it was a late putback goal by Jack Redding that sealed the win for the Crusaders and added another W to their record.
Yeah, another great win for the male Crusaders and really making their presence known this year in the Metro League.
Definitely. Now, let's talk about volleyball against Sunset at home last Thursday.
Yeah, so they won 3-1 in their sets, and Sunset gave the Crusaders a little bit of trouble early in the game, winning the first set. But, however, it was the 3-headed dragon of Lily Lansing, Sadie Ross, and Emma Williams that were able to elevate the Crusaders above the Apollos that night and find the win.
Yeah, love seeing them bounce back from that first set loss. 3 Musketeers, I hear some people are even calling them impressive trio, impressive team. Love watching them. Great win.
Okay, Lucy, tell us a little bit about the football game last week.
Well, the Crusaders headed to West Lynn, where they faced the Lions, and unfortunately walked away with a 43-14 loss. West Lynn started the game with a touchdown, and it was Jesuit Lonnie Burt who matched this score with a run into the end zone. So that was fun. Kind of built some excitement in the beginning of the game, but then the Lions kind of separated until the second half, where Lonnie Burt was able to score again, making the final score 43-14.
Yeah, Jesuit came into West Lynn looking good, evening the score at 7, but it didn't last long for the Lions to pull away, so Jesuit moved to their 3rd loss of the year.
Yes. Now, Kenny, tell us a little bit about the game against Wilsonville.
Yeah, so they traveled to Wilsonville on Monday. They won 3-1, another great win for the Crusaders, and goals came from Caden Hopez, Kian Stone, and Diego Nieves, and helped to secure their 4th win of the year.
Yeah, this soccer team has been super impressive to watch. I know they've been working hard, battling back from, I think, only a singular loss this year. And other than that, they've been looking pretty good.
And Lucy, the women played on that same night. Tell us a little bit about that game.
Yes, they faced Sherwood, where they left the field with a 6-0 win, and it was senior Abby Cox who had a hat trick for the Crusaders. Awesome to watch. Yeah, she's always out there. I mean, I don't think there has been one goal or one game where we haven't seen a goal from her or an assist or something. And she's a star player for sure.
She's really making her presence known on the field for her last year in a Jesuit uniform.
Now tell us about the rest of the games coming up this week.
Yeah, the volleyball team travels to Mountainside on Tuesday. The men's soccer team plays at Cronin against Grant on Wednesday. Volleyball has another game in Cronin against Beaverton on Thursday. Football has their 4th game of the year, looking for their first win against Tualatin on Friday. Volleyball has a tournament over the weekend, and cross-country has another meet over the weekend as well. And Lucy, tell us a little bit about our Sportscast game of the week.
This week's game of the week is the women's soccer game against Grant, where they'll face the Generals at Delta Park. Grant was the 2021 state champs, and I know that they're pretty aggressive, and they have some great athletic programs over there. I know they're all hard workers. Current record of 5-1, and I mean, last year they had a 2nd round knockout in the playoffs, but I mean, I think they always come to play, so it'll be exciting to watch 2 teams battle it out on the pitch.
For sure.
Thank you for watching episode 3 of the Jesuit Sportscast. I'm your co-host, Lucy Maddox.
And I'm your co-host, Kenny Dice. We'll catch you guys next week for the 4th episode of the Sportscast. Thank you.
Thank you.